All right, guys, we have some big news. Both the AGL LR full power Frieza and LR INT Nameku are going to be getting their EZAs very soon. So let's hop straight into their details. Frieza does have a page 2, so we will start here. On basic effect, key +3, attack and defense +200%, damage reduction rate of 20%. So already 20% damage reduction to start with. At the start of each turn, key +1 up to 3. After receiving an attack, attack and defense +50% and launches a guaranteed super attack for 4 turns, which I'm not being funny. Sure, there may be times where, in most cases, you would consider this lucky, but in terms of the passive, probably unlucky. There'll be rotations where there are no attacks in slot 2, maybe slot 3. They don't happen often, but they do happen. But considering this lasts for 4 turns, by the time that happens, you've probably already triggered this 50% attack and defense and guaranteed additional again for another 4 turns. So for the majority, Frieza is going to keep this, which is nice. Then for every attack received, key +1 up to 3 again, which is key +6 in total, which for an LR, again, very useful. And he has damage reduction rate of 7% up to 40%. So after you build that up, which is only 3 hits, by the way, that'll take no time. Already, Frieza has 40% damage reduction. Combined with base and the attacks received, he's already at 40. Then as the first attack on a turn, 30% damage reduction. So if you put him in slot 1 to build him up, or after his build up, either way, if he goes in slot 1 with this build up and the base damage reduction he has, you're looking at 70% damage reduction. That's a lot of damage reduction. On top of the fact that these units stack. Not sure how much you're going to be able to stack in, you know, the upcoming difficult content, but, you know, it's been a little bit on the longer side. Not too long, but they probably have time to do their thing. Then as the second or third attacker on a turn, Frieza will gain 50% attack and a 70% chance to launch an additional super. So if you wanted to go for an extra stack in, combined with, say, base super, this guaranteed additional hidden potential, you're going to have to move him. Which, if you're surrounded by other slot 1 units, definitely worth doing. I mean, you do lose 30% damage reduction, so do you really want to do that? I mean, maybe do it early on while he's building this up. Might be a good shout. Then for 1 turn from the character's entry, has guaranteed guard, which I can't lie is very nice. While you're waiting for this to build up, which yes is very quickly, and you're also waiting for him to stack, to have guaranteed guard for 1 turn from his entry is handy. Because say the rotations are a bit of a mess, or at that point Frieza's the best slot 1 unit. You slide him into slot 1 turn 1, that is 30% damage reduction, 20% damage reduction, which is 50 in total before you've even built this up, with also guaranteed guard. Frieza can hold it down in that slot 1 spot. Even if you don't need to, you'd only have 20% damage reduction and guard, but early on as the first turn, that still goes a long way, especially because you'll be able to super attack first. Especially with this second or third attacker in a turn condition. So I do like that. I like that a lot. I like when units kind of have like a safety net in going into the event, even if it is for 1 turn, before their build-up starts. And then also, because it is for 1 turn, this build-up will start building up, which means you'll have guaranteed guard with this damage reduction building safely. So I like that a whole lot. Then for 6 turns from the character's entry, Frieza will gain 150% attack and defense. Then starting from the 7th turn from his entry turn, 100% attack. Then when there is a superclass enemy, which there is a lot of, I mean, especially because we have Supreme Magnificent Battle gathering of super warriors, so Frieza should be very good in there. Attack plus 100%, 50% chance to crit. And then when there's an enemy who includes Goku, which he's already had in his passive before, has a guaranteed crit, which again, considering the new Supreme Magnificent Battle has purely superclass enemies, no doubt there's probably going to be a Goku in every stage. Might not begin with one, but by the time you've built Frieza up and he's been stacking for a while and you get to that final phase and Goku is there, Frieza with guaranteed crit is probably going to disintegrate that final part of the stage. Then on 12 key, Frieza will greatly raise attack by 50%, raise defense by 30% for 1 turn, so that is a 50% stack on attack and then 30% defense for 1 turn. On 18 key, will greatly raise attack and defense by 50%. So that means they've changed that. On 18 key, it used to be one or the other. I always forget which way around it is. Goku did attack, I think, and then Frieza did defense. Now, Frieza's stacking both attack and defense on 18 key, which I think is a big change. Then we have Goku, who should pretty much be the exact same as Frieza, except like a few minor tweaks in terms of facing extreme class enemies, but we'll hop in. Basic effect starts with key +3, attack and defense plus 200%, 20% damage reduction. At the start of turn, key +1 up to 3. After receiving an attack, launch an additional super attack for 4 turns. For every attack received, key +1 up to 3. Attack and defense plus 20% up to 59%. As the first attacker on a turn, attack plus 59%, damage reduction rate of 30%. Then as the second or third attacker in a turn, attack plus 100%, guaranteed additional. For 6 turns from the character entry, Goku's guard stays for 6 turns. Frieza's for the first, Goku keeps his for 6. That's probably because Goku doesn't build up damage reduction. He has the base damage reduction and the 30% for being in slot 1, but he doesn't build any damage reduction up. That's probably why he has guard for 6 turns. At least that way, when you're stacking, Goku kind of has that extra padding to keep him safe while you do that. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I think Frieza might be a little bit better. Only by a little bit, because that extra what are we missing? 20% damage reduction. It will make a difference. Sure, Goku has guard, but you're talking 70% damage reduction. I think Frieza edges it just a little bit. But okay, I mean, 6-turn guard is still very good. Then we're in an extreme class enemy, which we're getting a mixed bag of with the 2 new red zone stages or red zone events. Attack plus 59%, 50% chance to crit. I think Goku will be more often than not facing an extreme class enemy rather than Frieza facing a super class enemy. So I think more often than not, Goku will have that extra buff and 50% chance to crit. Then we're in as an enemy whose name includes Frieza. Of course, Goku has guaranteed crit, which there is a Frieza enemy. There will be another one in both Goku Story Edition and Vegeta Story Edition because of Golden Frieza. However, after that, there probably won't be another one. So Goku's guaranteed crit is definitely going to come in very soon once we get those new stages. But after that, you're probably not going to have guaranteed crit all too often with Goku because there aren't that many Frieza enemies in the game. But at least, I guess, he does help out with some of the new difficult content that is coming out. If only for one event, or one stage, shall I say. So it's for 2 events. Then on 12 key, Goku will greatly raise defense by 50%, raise attack by 30% for 1 turn. And then on 18 key, he will also greatly raise attack and defense by 50% and stack. So I'm not going to lie, Frieza may be better in a base overall kit, but Goku stacks both attack and defense on 18 key as well, but then has the defense raise on 12 key. So Goku might be a little bit better because he's given himself more defense in that sense. I'll just be very interested to use these. They both look very good, and I want to see how far we can stack both units combined with all their damage reduction, Goku and his guard and damage reduction. I want to see how far it gets them and how far we can build them up, especially with a lot of units having a ton of support. You know, from Vegito, even though I don't have him, to the Trio Super Saiyan unit. Then Frieza goes on teams where you have like INT SSJ Broly, a ton of support flying around, including Buhan and Janemba. I want to see how far we can take them before, you know, the stacking starts to not mean as much. Or maybe the event catches up with them. So they look very good, and I can't wait to try them out. They look a lot of fun and very good to use. I want to see how far we can really take them. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments of both their EZAs. We kind of knew they were coming, but now it's definitely confirmed. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day, and peace.